Thoughts from a boss, man. We back. Put on my boss certified today. I don't know. I wanted to touch on something real quick. I just, what I'm saying? I just thought about this, but it stems from a conversation that I had with my mans, that also briefly touched on, I believe Kanye was talking about this as well. I told you this thoughts of a boss might just be taking a slight turn in political awareness. Yes, Kanye, if we're going to diagnose with the mental illness, it's like Dr. Umar Johnson is saying. I'm going to say that he's politically bipolar. He's politically schizophrenic. That I will agree with. Because to me, there's one thing, to give Trump his props, like when it comes to business and things like that. But at the same time, you got to understand that the things that Trump says, he made it offends people, much like Kanye. And so you can understand, Trump as well, not being the most eloquently spoken person. But there is a level of genius to a person that can take $1 million and turn it into what Trump has done. He took $1 million and he put himself in the presidency seat with that. That's the American way. That's the American dream. There's countless and numerous numbers of people that would have taken $1 million and be getting loans today. Their family wouldn't be in the position that the Trump family is today. And so with that and that alone, I give respect and his proper dues. Now, with Kanye, he's just all over the place when it comes to the politics, because basically what it seems like is he'd rather just say, let's start our own system. But he doesn't know how to say that. But he does maybe know how to build that. Being an artist and creative, he can visualize what that may look like, which is an important key in life. So the conversation for today really is going to be about RICO cases, because I'm talking to one of my elder, what do they call them? A guy that you're the person, an elder person that gives you some advice and shit, right? He's much wiser. So I'm calling and I'm talking to him, and we get on the case of the RICO's, Young Thug. And I just posed a question. I'm not saying this is a fact or this is what happened and how things happen, but to me, it seems a few years ago, Young Thug purchased a massive amount of land, which, for a guy like Young Thug, you're technically new. You're not KRS-One or Ice Cube's generation of buck breaking for music. You're not even Kanye's. You're not even T.I.'s. You're not even Lil Wayne's. You're fairly new. You almost haven't even been buck broken yet. Young Thug. But he wears the dress, so they may overlook a lot of antics. And by wearing the dress, he was able to accumulate more money faster, right? So with that money, what he's done is purchase physical land. With physical land in America, you got to understand, most of America was not captured by war and guns. Most of America was purchased with money. Maybe it was a fucked up deal. Like, I think it was 40 million for Alaska, maybe 15 million for Louisiana. I think Illinois was 2 million. The whole city of Chicago. Like, So a lot of it was purchased. So when you see a lot of these athletes and entertainers purchasing land, what's the next step that usually happens? Well, Young Thug gets hit with a RICO case. And so now, even my man who's very wise and can see things, he's starting to sound like Shaq. Well, Young Thug was in a picture with a known gangster. This known gangster was doing such and such, and Young Thug took a picture with him. And so to him, Young Thug is justifiably able to be put in the RICO case. To me, no, sir. To me, I see Young Thug bought like 1,000 acres. Young Thug and Kanye come together to agree upon, I think, maybe 100 or 200 of the acres for Kanye to use to build factories and things of such nature. And now Young Thug is in a RICO case. See, a RICO case is guilty by association, which goes to what Kanye was saying. If there's a black kid if there's 4 black kids in a car, and the one has the drugs or whatever one has, all 4 does the equal or same amount of time. Any other race besides Mexicans and probably Asians in America, you get caught, only the one person does the time. For example, why is Bill Clinton or anybody else not hit with the RICO case when it comes to Jeffrey Epstein? Yeah, let's pause and sip. Why is there not a RICO case for the Epsteins and the Weinsteins? That should be a conspiracy. There's a whole island. There's workers on the island. There's plane pilots. There's a log list with people on the plane list going to the island where these acts were performed. Why is this not a RICO case, but a picture with Young Thug and an associate that he may have grown up with, because Atlanta's very small. And once a nigga gets some money, everybody, especially legal money, we all need a piece of it. Because with legal money, I'm supposed to be able to do a lot of things. But it seems even with the legal money, it stops for a black man when it comes to purchasing land. And so, to me, I hear Shaq speak, I hear LeBron speak, I hear Chuck speak, and the language doesn't bother me. The reason the language doesn't bother me is because this is not our language. This is not our native tongue. Most part, we don't know what most of the words in English mean. They have double entendres. Like Drake say, shorty lied about them shots, she's still a stallion though. That's a double entendre. A lot of these women's running around acting like them booties is natural, but y'all still stallions though. At the same time, Meg, if you felt the bar was about you, wear the shoe, baby. And that ain't what we talking about, though. We talking about the English language being double entendres. Look up the word abyss, the word there. They have different meanings based on context. I could say you can go over there. You can go over there with their things that they are preparing. You can go over there with their things that they're preparing. I could say it like that. You can go over there with their things that they're preparing. The first there is T-H-E-R-E, over there, signifying a place. The second there is THEIR, signifying people, places. The last one is THEY apostrophe RE, signifying they are, like they are in the process of doing. You see what I'm saying? Just words that simply out of context. And that's what makes the Bible so important and so dangerous at the same time, because used out of context, it can be dangerous. You see what I'm saying? And so this is the problem with it. And so my question is, why are RICO cases not being placed in at least the Jeffrey Epstein case, where there was a multitude of people, everyone's getting charged individually and separately? Interesting, isn't it? And so that's what I asked my mans. And he laughed because he understood what we're talking about. And so now that brings us back to the question. Is Young Thug's RICO case because of the land purchase? Because obviously Young Thug got his money, and the first thing he done is start buying land. I know a lot of rappers and things that's out that we don't hear this about, but we hear it about him. Like Rick Ross bought some acres, but he's been out longer. He definitely is going to distance himself in order to keep the money so that we can have the acres, because there's a bigger plan. So we all got to understand, Shaq's saying what he's saying, but behind closed doors, Shaq's movie theater is playing a documentary. You see, LeBron is publicly denouncing his brother because they're making him do it. But behind closed doors, or not even closed doors, while he's denouncing him, he's got the Jackie Robinson hat on. That's a phenomenon. That's a historical phenomenon for the mental. You don't have to say anything to me. The hat speaks volumes. The movie speaks volumes. That you show the movie speaks volumes. That speaks volumes. And so for them to publicly denounce their brother means nothing to me, because they don't come on and ask Tom Brady about Brett Favre after the interview. Hey, man, Tom, you see what Brett did out in Mississippi for all them poor people? They don't ask. Take that a step further. Not saying that Brett Favre is not smart enough to fill out the paperwork and finagle such an act, but such acts at such a level of feats takes a team of people. So for Brett Favre to be the only name put out there, where's the RICO case? Where's the RICO case? So why are we the only ones that get slammed with the RICOs? And heavy too. 20, 30, 40 people at a time. I think they did 100 and something in Chicago one time. When they swept up the South Side, boy, they was taking 30s, hundreds at a time. RICOs. You give us the drugs. And I'm talking about Chicago, State Street, Taylor's, Ida B. Wells. You give us the drugs. For 15, 20 years, you watch us. You watch us come up. You watch us enjoy the money. You watch us get used to the money. You watch us buy the Rolls Royces. And this is back in the 80s. The mink coats dragging in the snow. You know what I'm saying? You watch us do that. You watch us dirty up the bottom of the minks in the snow. Not giving a fuck. Laughing. laughing, buying expensive jewelry and fancy clothes. You watched us do it. You loved it. You perpetuated the stereotype. You began to make movies. You began to make movies like Roots and show them to us yearly, on occasion, annually, as a ritual almost. Same time every year for the whole week, we'd all sit on the couch and watch a motherfucker get beat and say his name is Toby and his mama named him Kunta. I hated that shit. I hated that shit with a passion. I had to watch that every year. This nigga ran and you cut half his foot off and he still ran and you tried to cut the other half off. Like, come on, man. And it's never a problem until a nigga want to open a business. A nigga want to buy land. A nigga want to help himself out. A nigga want to buy CBS. A nigga want to buy a sports team. What happens when a nigga want to start his own YouTube, start his own Facebook? Why is it that we can't cross that threshold? And I don't want to think that we're incapable, because there's already been a historical phenomenon that happened to my motherfucking brain. It's called Google. I Googled what Devon Leroy means. It came out, Devon means poet. Leroy means the king in Hebrew translation. And when you Hebrew translation the Bible, the only other poet king was Solomon. And by definition, we ain't never seen nobody this tall, this dark, this handsome, and this intelligent, all put together in one package like you looking at Devon Leroy today. You know, King Hova was Mansa Musa. And I believe in the reincarnation too, because, you know, tell you what somebody like Solomon done, you know, he give you like you got the keypad for your house now to get into the house with the combination code. You know what I'm saying? There's so many different locks. You got to have both fingers. You got to have an eyeball, and you got to speak the right words and push the right combinations all at the same time. You know, we're going to tell you what a house is and give you all the combinations, just maybe not in the right order. And, you know, for a long time, it's really taken y'all about 6,000 years to figure that shit out. And I know for a fact motherfuckers got it now, because you got the holograms, you got the phones, the black screens, you know what I'm saying? All that shit, the Matrix type shit. The chip is really in your hand because you holding your phones. So the historical phenomenon has already happened for me, so you can't fool me and sit here and tell me that I'm just a slave and I'm incapable of doing anything as far as building my own platform like a YouTube or a Facebook. But for the time being, in the time and in between time, I got to use what's theirs. And so by using what's theirs, even me at my level, I got to be careful in what I say. Even if I can pop off right now, just like a Apache helicopter busting off the 50-round mortar shells, easily flying over you and ain't being heard, I can pop off my rounds. You understand what I'm saying? I could put something on my chest that is signify that we boss certified. You know what I'm saying? I can talk and you can see that we're truly free. But I'm still cautious of what I'm saying and putting out, because this ain't our platform. We don't control this. They control this. Even to the fact, so I'm watching Umar Johnson talk about Kanye, you know, and he diagnosed him right to me, you know, politically bipolar. That's what I would call him too, politically bipolar. Not no for real bipolar, politically. But that's because we're confused. You don't want to go against, you're going against the Democrats because they've never done nothing for us. We're actually in position that we are because of them. But you're kind of by yourself when you say you're going for the Republicans. And he knows when he goes to kick it with the Republicans, he doesn't feel welcome. So that's the political bipolarness. You don't feel comfortable with the Democrats and you don't feel welcome with the Republicans. And so you don't know where to fit because you like their strategy, but that's home to you. So That's political bipolarness. But by watching him, I noticed that his channel was monetized. And so to me, it's like the message shouldn't be monetized because it's the message. It's got to be out there. I'm not going to charge you for this. This is more important than any type of money. And this is why you see people at that level right now sacrificing that money, because this is more important than the money. But then I thought about it. Based on the people that we're dealing with that run the program, the platform, it may be wise to monetize your page because that will push it further in the algorithm, because they feel like, oh, this person wants some money, so we'll get him out there. Because if he makes money, we make money. As opposed to someone like me who doesn't care to make money off of this. They don't really care about my shit because they can't make no money if I don't make no money. You see what I'm saying? So, God willing, this shit'll blow up because I think it needs to. I don't want to monetize my page, but I think I need to too. But for today, I want y'all to think about that. How come the Epsteins didn't get no RICO case? You know? The Epsteins and the Weinsteins. Yeah. Thoughts from a boss, man. Y'all ponder on that. Get back at you next time.